Well, good Monday morning, everyone. Time now is 5:30. Welcome to Sunrise. Thank you for staying tuned to our broadcast. Now, the Texas Department of Transportation says it's been preparing for days for the winter weather. And joining us now to tell us more about conditions is Sergeant Nathan Brandley with DPS. He joins us now by phone. Now, Sergeant Brandley, good morning to you.
Good morning to you guys.
Now, as I mentioned leading into this piece, we've talked about it for days, about the conditions that we're going to be experiencing, and now was the time to prep. How has your department been preparing for conditions?
The biggest thing that we've been doing to prepare, other than having the troopers, available wherever across the state of Texas, as we've well seen now, it's covered the entire state with this cold front, is just trying to get the word out to everybody to please stay home. I mean, at all possible, because nothing good can come with people, traveling on the roadway if they do not need to be out there on it.
And we definitely don't want to see anything happen here in our area like we saw up north in the Dallas region in regards to all the pileups that they had up there. What advice do you have for those folks that, despite our warnings, will still head out onto the roadways?
If it's an absolute necessity that they have to go out there to work, as yourselves with the news, the best thing that we can tell them is three things. One, give yourself plenty of time. Leave early enough to get yourself there with time. Be patient, and please go slow as possible. As you mentioned, trying to get into work this morning, driving, even if it's 10 miles an hour, it'll go slow enough because it's treacherous out there on the roadway.
And it took me about an hour to get in today, and I stayed about 10 miles an hour. We usually warn about bridges. Those are the areas that are iced over, but that's not the case this morning. Everything's iced over. What are some of the most dangerous areas of the roads to pay attention to?
Well, really, every area of the roadway now with this black ice that we have, because we've had all that moisture come in prior to the freeze. So, yeah, your overpasses, your bridges. Of course, there's not enough warmth or heat underneath them to keep them from freezing over. But now everywhere on the roadway, basically all over. So, kind of going back to 2011 with that huge ice storm that they had down here. Mm-hmm. At the time, I was actually in the DPS Academy when that took place, and of course we heard and saw a lot of pictures and heard the stories of what happened. And mm-hmm. Basically, troopers trying to get to, and police officers locally trying to get to those crashes and accidents, it's almost impossible because of the response time. They're going to have to go slow just to try to inch their way there. So again, it's just the biggest warning that's out there is to stay home if you possibly can, and mm-hmm. work from home. Of course, now with the pandemic that's been going on, I think a lot of more people have been afforded that opportunity to be able to work from home, which is good to help keep people off the roadway. Well,
Sergeant Brandley, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we do want to tell folks to stay off those roadways. Don't become a statistic, and let's not waste our sources trying to help someone that shouldn't have been on the road to begin with. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and be safe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And